Alright, so we are talking about education franchisees. Okay. Before that, as usual, I want to ask you to take note again. Whatever I share next, don't take it as it is. Study my strategy first, understand the concept behind, and then put in your own thinking on how to use our strategies, how we think, how we plan, and use our strategies to improve your business. Okay, because each business is different, the niche is different, the result is different, your capability is different. Means you could be a startup, or you could be very well established, or you have a few centers right now. So the situation will end up will be different. And you might need to watch 2 to 3 times, because the first time is usually to get the aha moment. The second to 3 times is to get the essence and the details. And I do have people watch 2 to 3 months just to sink in everything into their head. And he eventually makes $500,000 in a year. So every successful marketing is well prepared and well planned before you even run any ads. And well prepared, what is well prepared and well planned is something what I want to share next. Okay, so just pay attention. And hopefully you watched the previous videos. So things to take note, because I work with a lot of franchisees, and usually there are some issues that pops up because as a franchisee, you're not in control of the brand. You are just a franchisee, so there are some agreements that you cannot do a lot of stuff, then it hinders your business growth. So this is actually my take, based on experience working with many people. The first thing is, if you are franchisees, please do not rely 100% on HQ, because I do encounter some HQ that really do not know what they are doing, and they probably don't care also. And it's like 80% of the franchisees, the HQ do not really care about their franchisee. They just take their franchise money and then they just take the royalty. That's it. That's actually what happened to most of the franchisees. So, if you are watching this, if you have not taken any franchisee yet, please do some research. But if you are watching this, you're already a franchisee, then we have to do some, when you listen to this, what I share next, then you probably have some new idea what to do next. The first thing is because we cannot rely 100% on the HQ, because HQ, they cannot manage all the centers. Definitely they cannot. So as a franchisee, you need to think how to do marketing on your own. You have to stop relying 100% on HQ, and you have to do on your own. If you got a HQ that really are so good in helping you, you got a bonus. But I doubt they can focus 100% on your branch alone, because don't forget, HQ need to survive. And in order for them to survive, they need to keep on taking more franchise. You got what I mean, right? So eventually they have many babies to take care, baby franchises to take care, and eventually you reach to a point they cannot focus on you alone. If you are just a startup, you only have 1 branches, then you're lucky. They probably have more time to focus on you. But from my experience, they need to survive. So they need to take care of their own butts. So you need to, first thing, do your marketing on your own. The second thing, I'm sure you sign an agreement with HQ. So you have to check with the agreement whether you are allowed to do marketing freely on your own. Because I do see some agreement, I do see some franchisee which the agreement is so sucks that the HQ do not allow them to do the agreement. HQ is the only one that can do the agreement. That is so sucks. And then the first thing is HQ do not know what they are doing. They cannot help you on their marketing, and the agreement do not allow you to do the marketing on your own. That is triple sucks. Okay? So what to do? It's you have to negotiate with the HQ. That you know what to do now. You probably know how to do the marketing, which I'm going to share with you next in the next few modules. You already know how to do marketing on your own. Then the next thing is how, and because there are agreement and then they do not allow you, then you need to start talking to HQ. You have to negotiate with them, that give you a chances to do the marketing on your own, because you have to show them that whatever they are helping you is not good enough to help you to survive. Based on my experience, usually it's not good enough because their budget is limited, and then they probably cannot put in 100% budgets to help you to do marketing. They need the budget. They need the budget on the HQ alone to get new franchisees. So combination of everything. So what my experience, 80% of franchisees that I talk to, usually the HQ sucks. The HQ sucks. So what you need to do, again, speak to the HQ, speak to the founder and negotiate with the founder and say, you cannot survive, okay, or you cannot make enough money, and you need to do your marketing. So you have to renegotiate the agreements. They have to let you to do the marketings. But you can promise them you are not override them, the authorities as a HQ. You are just running as a franchisee, and you just want to do marketing and get students for your own franchisee in your area, in your branches. That's it. You are not acting as a HQ and do marketing. So usually, if you talk in this way, they will buy the idea. But I also encounter some HQ which, because the founder is so traditional mindset, they do not improve. They do not know things have changed. So they're still using the dinosaur method to run the whole franchisees. So it makes the whole franchisees suffers, and end up, I do encounter some issue which the franchisee have to terminate the contract with the HQ because the HQ sucks. The HQ only wants the money. But I also encounter some HQ who are really taking care of their franchisees. So it really depends on your luck, because I don't know what kind of situation you are facing in. So whatever I share here is the worst case scenario that I can think of based on my experience of working with so many franchisees. Okay, so do marketing on your own, and I'll share with you how to do that. So if you watch my previous video, usually it's pretty simple. Okay, so what we do is we still want to do our own marketing page, and of course you can use trial class, if you use live assessment, or whichever way that the HQ teach you that you're more confident to close the sales, just stick to whatever you have. And again, how we plan the things is very simple. Let's say you're offering memory class, and then I will just, let's say your franchisee is a memory class, then very simple. I decide who is my target audience, whether it's children class, whether it's adult children, you have to aim parents because parents are the one who pay, or both. Okay, and I talk about if you want to do this right, you need to have different funnels. One is for the adult, and one is for the children. Okay, children class, because adult class, the message and the content is different. The children is different. So, and then we also have issues where, sorry, not issues. We also have some franchise who are offering English and Maths. So what I can show you is, this is English. So we have one page just to talk about English speaking, listening, and reading. So the message for English is different. Again, the pictures. I have this template for you to use at the later module. But right now, I just want to show you the big pictures. And then they offer free diagnostic tests, which is an assessment test. If you're interested, you fill out the forms, and then there are testimonials to back up everything's testimonials and so. So this is one page just for English, and then because I-Level is offering English and Maths, so we have another page just for Maths. So everything here is talk about Maths, numbers, okay? So I will share with you how to come up with this content, don't worry, but I want you to get the big picture of actually how we plan the things, English and Maths. So we have two different things. And then of course, this is another example. This is JEI. This is Chinese, by the way. But you can translate it, but I'll just explain to you. This is English. And this is, we have another thing, this is all Maths. You see? The material is all Maths. This is Maths. So the picture is different. Learning material is different. So you see, it's all different. Okay? And another thing is this is Maths. And this is English. Okay, this is English. So the way that the video that we use is different, material is different, everything is different. Okay, everything is different. See that? So if mathematics, video is different, content is different, and then the picture is different as well. Is that? You get what I mean, right? So that's actually how we plan things. And this one, I think they offer free trial class. This one, I think they offer free assessment. You see? So different programs, different hope that you want to use. But I think you know better than me because you run the business. Franchisee, usually they already have a proven closing process or proven hope that you can just follow. So let's say, for example, you have English and Maths, right? Then very easy. And you can either do one page, and then you upsell it to the second page. Do one funnel, which is for English. And then once you close the sales, right, you can upsell them. By the way, I also have Maths. Do you want to have a trial class for Maths? So you only have to do one-time work and just sell. But for those people who are aggressive, usually we do two funnels. Okay, one is for English, one is for Maths. Okay, so I can actually sell because in your location, probably Maths is more popular, more demand. You close more sales through Maths. The other things you get more sales through English. So that's why we have two funnels and we test which one give me the more leads or cheaper leads and more sales. Okay, so that's actually how we plan. That's actually how we think. If you only have one program, pretty straightforward. I think this one is only one program, which is the science programs. Okay, and then what we do is we just have one page, and we use trial class. Okay, and then we just sell to people the trial class, and then the science class, and then there's only one thing it's as simple as that. Okay, so now, so I think you get the idea. How we plan, it's like I said, whether it's taekwondo class or franchisee, then how we plan, we just answer these questions. I talked about this many times in the previous video. You can watch my previous video. In some video, I talk a little bit in details. But how we plan is we just what I offer, what I have, and who is my people, and what is my marketing angle. Marketing angle means that what's the message I want to tell them. What is the message I want to tell them? And then how do I convince them through trial class or through assessment? And can I do this online or do this offline? So I'm pretty sure you have some guideline from your HQ. So just follow that. But this is how we plan. Okay. So let's say, for example, this is English class. Our English class is just for children from age to 15. Pretty straightforward. So then I put it the content just for English. I will teach you all this, how to put up the proper content in the next stage. Then from here, then you just put up the content over here, and then according to the templates that we have, it's as simple as that. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Just this is actually how we plan. Preschool, we also have franchise. It's very simple. So the things couldn't run away. So the format is the same. Now, you see, when it comes to running the franchise, because I do not know how your HQ react. So if your HQ is so stubborn or so dinosaur mindset, and you need to survive. So the next question is what to do. Right? Your HQ is so stubborn, so traditional mindset, so dinosaur mindset, but they cannot help you. And they all, at the same time, they do not allow you to do your own marketing. I really encounter franchisee and the HQ like that. They really do not help their own. They want their franchisee to use the traditional flyers to do the marketing, which no longer works. And they are not updated enough. They are already outdated. And they do not know they're already outdated. And they use their outdated agreement and methods to force the franchisee to follow their dinosaur method. That's the worst case scenario. If you are in these situations, there's only one chance. Speak to them, and after you speak to them, they still do not want you to do that, then you have no choice because you need to survive, right? Because you are the one who fork out the money. So what to do is, you have to do the marketings on your own. You have to do the marketing on your own and figure out a way to survive by doing your own marketing that way. Okay, usually when you speak to the HQ, usually 80% will be okay, but it really depends on your luck because I do not know how good is your HQ, you see. So if you really cannot, then no choice, then you have to do your own marketing. Means that you have to set up your own funnels without the acknowledgement of your HQ, because if you really in a situation that this is your full-time business and this is your full-time income, you have to do your own marketing, you have to build your own funnels. Okay, without the acknowledgement of HQ, because you need to survive first. And perhaps once you manage to perhaps you probably get 300 students and you can use the data and talk to the HQ again. This is actually what I've done. And just to respect the agreement between us, I need to survive. And because you don't allow me that time, I have to do my own marketing, because otherwise, how am I going to survive? I put in all my money in your HQ, but you cannot help me. Then how am I supposed to do? So this is all about negotiation with the HQs. So you have to do the marketing on your own, okay, and then just do it. And then survive first. Or the worst case scenario is terminate the contract with the HQ because it's no longer valid. It's no longer worth to deal with HQ anymore, because you will just cannot make money under this HQ. So that's the worst case scenario. So I think it's pretty straightforward, right? Okay, pretty straightforward. So we need to build the funnels and put in the content. So again, once you build the funnels, again, which direction to think, as what I explained in the last videos. I hope you watch it, because some videos I explain very details. So then how to increase the effectiveness of the trial and acceptance of preview so I get more clients. So the things is, increase the frequency. Let's say for example your trial class, let's say you only do once a week, depends on your timetable or whatsoever. So I will start to think, I will learn Facebook ads later, so I know that the leads will not be an issue. So now once the leads come in, how do I want to increase the effectiveness? How do I take in more clients? Are you doing one-to-one assessment, or are you doing a group assessment? Think in this manner. Okay, that's where we talk about increase the frequency of the trial. Means that, can I have 3 classes in a week, or can I have 10 classes in a one trial, or you only do one? If you only do one-to-one, can I increase it? So, and again, note, it may take time for you to improve the above, because let's say for example you're doing one-to-one, and suddenly once you watch my video you have some aha moment. Okay, I think I can try this way. But switching to that model, it will take some optimization and it takes time for you to optimize it. So that's why I put a upfront note. It might take time for you to improve the above. So the key thing is, okay, if you do the one-to-one and it works for you, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. But what I'm sharing with you is how we think, how we plan. That's it. Okay. So scalable program structure for franchisee, I think it's the same with before. How do I teach more students using the same resources? Let's say, for example, if I only do this one-to-one assessment, okay, free diagnostic test is a one-to-one diagnostic test. So my time is limited because I can only take in 1 student per hour. So I will start to think, okay, sorry, so this is actually belong to here, diagnostic test. So how do I increase the size? How do I do the group test? If it's possible, then do it. If it's not possible, think how you can do it. Now, going back to these scalable structures, how to scale the size? Either it's more time slot, or either you switch to online. But because you're a franchisee, right, there are probably some limitations or some method that's set by the HQ, then you just have to follow what the HQ said to you. But usually, I want to make more money. How do I take in more clients? How do I structure my program to take in more clients? So usually how I set it in such a way, which is, I will start thinking in this direction, how to teach more with the same resources. Can I teach online? Or can I teach 20 people at the same time? Some of you cannot, because the way that how the module works. But how do I break down the modules? So in the previous modules, in the previous modules that I shared with you here, I got explained actually how to do that better. So you watch back the previous video and start thinking, how do I increase the size? And how do I support my clients without losing much of the quality? Okay, this is to help you to take in more students and increase more of your sales. Okay, so again, this is pretty straightforward. Can I do hybrid class? Online class, I can take more students without limit. If one-to-one, can I do group class? Can I discover the HQ? Can I do loop intake instead of batch intake? Because I understand some, like for example, if one is taken is public speaking, they can only do batch intake. So which is pretty frustrating because I can only take in like 10 students per batch. Okay, so that's the limitation. So can I bring in loop intake? If cannot, can I do more time slot? I mean, can I have more batches in the same time? And you have to look at your logistics, you have to look at teachers, and then you have some discussion to do with your HQ. So this is things that I cannot control because you know your business better than me. I'm just throwing the idea, how we plan, and how we think, so that you have more ideas to start thinking, how do I want to restructure my programs, discuss with my HQs in such a way that, hey, can I do something like this, right? So one-to-one testing versus group teachings, can I do virtual or I have to do hybrid, or you can only do face-to-face because you have to play with the experiments. Okay, or even though I have to play with experiments, can I mail the experiment box to my student house so that eventually I can do virtual? See? And profit maximization structures, how to take in more cash. As usual, give candy if you pay on the spot. Once they come to the trial class, right? The understand test, if they're ready to pay, you can set a criteria. If you pay within 24 hours, either I give you discount or I give you extra class. Can you take minimum 3 months package versus monthly package? Upsell, which I already explained here. During the closing, let's say for example, you come for the maths class. During the closing here, once they pay already, by the way, I also have English class. Do you want to give it a try? Then that's actually how you upsell. Okay? That's how you upsell. So that's the things. And then referrals. Okay? And then how do you want to plan different events during different seasons? If you can, do it. If you cannot, then you can ignore this because some people really cannot. Okay. Preschool, like for example, I explained it in the previous modules, preschool. Let's say you're a preschool franchise, right? Preschool franchise, you can only take students during this period and the start of this period, because usually in the middle you cannot take any students anymore because students already enroll in their respective preschool class. So I will start to think, can I do some holiday class over here to increase my profit and income? Or can I do some holiday class over here to increase my, basically some enrichment class. So I will start to think this way. Okay, so if you want to leverage on online marketing to sell your holiday class, then I'll need to do a funnels. Okay, I need to do the other funnels. Where is it? There's a funnels for my holiday class, and then I use marketing's ads to get leads for my programs, and then I will start to I can get more sales for my I can get more sales for my holiday class or enrichment class, art class, whatever that you have. So this is some planning that you need to do. So it's again what I say, every successful marketing is well prepared and well planned before you run any ads. Okay. So this is actually what I mean about well planned. So once you do this, you have the big picture already. That's good. So you can move on to the next modules. Then we talk about how to build the funnels, how to build the landing page, how to use the templates and everything here, right? And then actually we build the marketings, we get the leads, and then we start to see the sales coming in. Okay. If you still do not understand, you can ask in the Facebook group, or you can watch in the previous video, because there are some previous video I really explain so details that you probably can get some gold there. And then at the same time, what I call, you are private clients, you can WhatsApp me anytime, I'll answer you. Alright? I'll see you in the next video.